Oh, DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Sunday morning, not quite so early. It's coming up to 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's not because I just got out of bed. Contrary, I've been doing things around the house. Yesterday, well, Mrs. DC, she's still in Spain. She's coming back Wednesday. And though yesterday my second son and his partner, they called me and said, let's go. There was a small Italian place. His partner's Italian, and they're both teachers, and there's a kind of a restaurant. I say kind of because it's kind of a mixture between a takeaway and a restaurant, and it's opened by an Italian family, young family that used to be one of their students. So anyway, they make different type of sandwiches that are from the south of Italy, in the Puglia region near Salento, and it was kind of interesting because the bread reminds one of pizza bread, and I was going to say the one that I had is called puccia, Puccia. I think that's it, yeah. And mine was chicken, so it was kind of like I was almost going to say like a Mac Chicken Deluxe. I mean, there was no mayo and stuff like that. Everything that was fruits and stuff, and it was big. I mean, man, it was a meal. It was a real meal. And yeah, enjoyed it and spent time with them. And I guess that's one of the things that's nice sometimes. Is always having, I was going to say one-on-two time in this case, but they just being invited out because my son paid for it, and I was thinking about that yesterday. Is that's one of the things when you have adult children. Every now and then they take care of you. That's kind of cool. Probably up to a certain age, I guess, and then when they start taking care of you, as in you're old, I don't know, but we'll see. Oh, anyway, but it was cool. Yeah, so we came in late after we finished at the restaurant. We came over here for coffee later on, and actually we ended up just having water because everybody was saying, I want to have coffee. I don't have any problems with coffee actually later on. So it was kind of funny to hear the younger ones saying, I don't know if I want to have coffee. It might stop me from sleeping. So I thought, what? I just take coffee anytime. But anyway, whatever. That's it. But it was fun until we sat out here, and it was cool. We got over that really hot spell that we had that came up from the south, Logger's Itch. And yeah, it's good to have a little bit cooler weather. It's 18 Celsius right now, so that's not too hot at all. Actually, it's really just nice. But we'll see. They're coming over later on. I'm making a barbecue, but I told them to come around, no earlier than 1 p.m. because first off, I'm following the church service at it's 10:30 in England, but it would be 1:30. Sorry, when I said 10:30 in England, it would be 11:30 over here with the time difference. So by the time it's finished and everything, So I'm making sausages on the barbecue. I bought some sausages, and I'm gonna make a mushroom risotto just to go along with it. And what we have, actually, I got to go over there into the garden in a bit, and we got so many. I mean, just so much salad now, lettuce that I have to go and pick. And it's strange how that worked out because we had really hot weather. Of course, I was watering every evening, and then we had 2 days of really, well, a lot of rain. I wasn't going to say stormy, but it was like it came by gusts, and when it came, it really came down. And all of a sudden, the lettuce just like grew like mad, and it really, I guess, even though I was watering it, it really needed probably that soaking, and it, like, in those 2 days, more than all the more than the several days of sun with the water I gave it, it just grew up I never answered that tag. There was one place, I think there was a question somebody had asked if, in one tag question, if you have a green thumb or I don't remember what they say, a brown. I don't remember what they call the other one, but anyway, I definitely do not have a green thumb. I thought at one point that I would enjoy gardening, especially when we got the house. Not all that much. It's okay, but it really is not a hobby that passions me all that much. Which is probably a pity when you got a home, I suppose. But maybe I was told actually that when you're retired, you better like gardening because there's not much else that you can do. I hope that's not completely true. Anyway, oh, I had a situation this week though. Let me see, how am I coming for time? So I'm up to 6 minutes. I got on Thursday, I got a letter from the Social Security office here that's, because the retirement over here, well, there's the pension plan, which is private, or I was going to say between the employer and the employee, and then there's the Social Security, so that pension, the government pension plan, call it that way. And that much depends on how much you've worked, where you've worked, how much money you've put into the system. It's a horrible thing for calculations and so on. So I worked a period in England when I was what you call a postdoc in Oxford, and all of a sudden I got a mail this week saying the period that you were in England, did you or did you not, so answer yes or no, put money into the social system? If no, give it to us in writing. If yes, fill out this form. So there was a form actually that had, of course, a lot of details, and I was thinking, well, it's all details I've given you. Then I realized that this was a form that's going to be sent off to the authorities somewhere in England. And I was looking and I was saying, it's all in French. And it wasn't written, bureaucracy is bureaucracy at times, but sometimes they could explain things. And I was thinking, like, do I have to send this to the offices in Oxford, that were basically the administration offices of the University of Oxford, and thinking like, oh goodness, they're going to say, first off, they're going to say this is in French. And luckily, Mrs. DC had kept my pay slips and had kept actually also the tax slip that I had got that said how much I had earned and how much had gone into the social system. But of course, as you know, those who've lived in England, that part of it goes to the NHS or whatever, and the other part goes, well, who knows how it's partitioned. So basically Friday I went over, I'm lucky, we live close to the Social Security Administration office. So I went there, and I just basically knocked on the door, so to say, and asked if I could meet someone, because I would like to have some extra news. So finally, from one thing to another, I did manage to get a face-to-face, not a telephone call. Well, I had to start by a telephone conversation, but face-to-face with someone. And by having the papers, my insurance number, as it's called over there, and I had my employee number and all the pay slips. So we ended up photocopying everything. I had made a copy of a few things. We ended up photocopying everything, and they told me they were going to send all this actually to some authorities, probably, I don't know, maybe I don't know where, but anyway, they were going to contact the British authorities, not me. They told me that I didn't have to, which I am really glad, because I was thinking like, oh my goodness, so I have to do that, and why are they asking me that now when I filled all these forms like in February? And don't forget, we are talking about something that happened 37 years ago. 37 years ago, and the man who was my boss at the time, up to 9 minutes. The man who was my boss at the time, he's Sir Jack Baldwin. He's dead. The lab buildings where I was working, they don't actually exist anymore. They've been moved, and of course the university still exists. But you see all the whole thing. I mean, actually, probably all the administrators and whoever I was working for at the time, they've been long retired or have passed on. So, I was thinking, Anyway, of course, this is all in in the system. But yeah. So I'm up to 10 minutes. I should stop. This is kind of a little, was it a rant? I don't know. Anyway, we're on Sunday, and I gotta keep on doing things now because it's 10 o'clock. Yeah. So that'll be DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Hope you have a great Sunday.